Oh, sweet child, I know where you come from now. How are you, baby? Oh, Martini Mondays. Hey everybody, welcome back. Daniel at yourvocalteacher.com, and I'm going to answer the questions Martini Monday. So salute. I'm gonna eat olives too because I love them. All right, now, so let's go down the list. Hopefully I'll get to everybody. Real Illusion asks, hi Daniel, I can sing high notes higher than G4. It sounds very loud. How should I train singing at moderate or quiet volume and make transition between? When I try to sing softer, voice cracks. Okay, so this all depends, to me, and all these answers are based on my career and just me as a teacher and what I've learned. I might use analogies you've never heard of, so, give me a break. All right, so I can kind of try the G4, but that sounds very loud. So, if you're singing, there's a couple different kinds of techniques, and the technique that I try and use, it is a lot harder to sing high notes if you're talking like high C's and B flats and A's as you start singing higher up there and higher quietly, because for me you need that air, you need that surge of energy to create those sounds. And all my favorite singers, Steve Perry and the big sounding singers up high, they weren't singing quietly. If you watch Steve Perry, for one, singing on a record versus live, it's almost two different singers. So it depends. If you're singing a G4 and you're like, hey, you want to sing that loud? Hey, higher than that, it's just going to kind of, hey, it's kind of got this, it's not a very focused tone. But I could sing it softer. It's soft. Hey, baby, baby. But that's not personally how I would do it. But for me to sing softer, if I'm singing higher than, like say a B flat, and in the technique that I use, I might hit it loud. Hey! Then I'm a little bit softer. You know what I mean? But depending on the style of music you're singing. If you're singing the B, whoa, and you're singing that B, you're not going to sing it soft if you're going to really nail it. If you're going to sing it like, whoa, I'm kind of forcing the vibrato. I'm trying to hold on to it. Whoa, but it's not whoa, but it's pretty close to that. So it's choices, basically. I try to make choices depending on the song, how loud I'm going to do it. That's really the answer. Lyrics are my issue as well. What do you suggest, by the way? This is by Nemtal. Lyrics, for me, what I do is I write lyrics down. Like, here's some lyrics, or I'll write them, or I'll print them out, type them out, and then I start to recite them. If I know the melody good enough, I start to recite them like a poem. So, let me tell you about a place somewhere up a New York way. Let me tell you about a place somewhere up a New York way. Let me tell you about a place somewhere up a New York way, where the people are so gay, twisting the night away. So what I'll do is I'll just keep on doing that, and I keep on doing that. And it takes, what I've noticed, as I get older, I notice it takes a little bit longer to memorize a song. But when I was younger and I had to memorize a lot of songs, this is what worked for me, and I averaged it out to really like 20 minutes. I would have it, then the next day I would like go for a run or be on the treadmill and just review it, and it would be in my mind. By the third day, it's in my mind. And then it's never goes away. Like I never use lyric sheets and stuff like that, very, very randomly. I might start now for some acoustic gigs, but very random do I use lyric sheets. So that's, I would say, recited like a poem. That's how I learned. Like if I had to do an Eminem tune and I had to learn a whole rap, I would just, it's like a long poem. It's a long poem, and you just got to get it in your brain. That's, to me, that's the best way to do it. Writing the lyrics out helps even more. So you write it out, and then you got to keep stopping, rewinding, rewrite the next line, stopping, rewinding. So that gets in your mind as too. So I hope that helps. Let me see. Frank Arietta, gargling with high-proof liquor before performance. My old vocal coach said he'd do it before singing to get rid of phlegm, and I'm assuming drink it to calm nerves. Yeah, I've been told this. I have a singer friend of mine named Larry Braggs. He was the singer of Tower Power, and we were on a gig, doing a gig together. My band was playing, and Tower Power was playing, and I asked him, "What do you do when you get hoarse and things like that?" And he said he gargles with Grand Marnier. So of course I gargled with it and then I drank it. But he was like, "No, I don't drink it." And I was like, "Oh, well, I want to drink it." But he said that really helped. He learned that. He said that he learned that when he was on tour with the Average White Band, Tower Power and the Average White Band. The singer from Average White Band told him to do that when he got hoarse. So there might be some, validity to that. And it does calm the nerves. I always like to do a shot or a drink before I sing because it's social and it helps you kind of get you out of that "I'm going to sing right now" thing. So, okay, next one. BG says, when I sing, my diaphragm goes in when I sing a note, almost like a push, instead of popping outward, which I believe is the correct direction. How do I train myself to reverse this? So a good breathing exercise is to have a good posture. The air comes into the lungs, so you just let the air in, let the stomach go. Air comes in, the body kind of goes like this, as you could tell a little bit. It'll go like that. So it's like my idea is like keep the barrel around you when you sing. Don't let that, after you take that breath and you get that nice posture, don't do this. Keep the posture. And sing like you're opening up, A good exercise, lip bubbles are great for that. But you can do them silent. You can breathe. And if you could do that, instead of going, some people will go, and they're out of breath because they're pushing the breath rather than letting that pressure that's in you move the lips, because the air goes in and then there's all that pressure in you that stops usually here. The lip bubble, silent lip bubble, is stopping here, but usually it's at the vocal cord. So that pressure you'll feel, right? You'll feel it from inside here like a column of air. And that's what you don't want to rid that. You don't want to push it out. You want to use that. You want to sing on with that. You want to sing with that breath. You don't want to and pushing it. And that idea, like that's like a surprise. And you sing with that feeling. You sing with that, like I said, like I used to say, like having a barrel around you, that kind of a thing. You don't lose that position. That'll help train the body from collapsing. Hopefully that helps. Jerome Eubanks asks, awesome question on songwriting. I'd love to hear some tips on how I can improve my songwriting. I have a few works in progress I've uploaded recently on my channel. Songwriting, not my strong suit. I don't feel I'm a really good songwriter. I do write songs. I've written many songs years ago, basically when I was just a guitar player. That's what I did for years. I was in an original band that we just wrote all our own songs. But, there's so many great books on that. And I think whenever I've asked someone, my buddy Greg Scott, who's a great writer, and I'll say, "Man, how do you write such good tunes?" He goes, "You just do it every day. So just like tying your shoes, just like doing chin-ups. If you do it every day, you're going to get better at it." So that would be my advice on that. Sorry I don't have more. I don't have... and also have a story. Have something to say. Some people, when you don't like certain songs, it's probably because it's probably not hitting you. You can live through this person lived through. But a good story, a good thing like that kind of hits everybody. Martinez family asks, how do I train strobe bass low chest voice? I learned it from an exercise. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh. I learned it by doing that kind of an exercise. Hopefully that helps. Bob, video here says, there he is. Okay, Luke Streeter. This guy's a douche, big douche. Hi, Daniel, first time caller, long time listener. Do you feel a difference between rock, pop, operatic, and exercise voice? Should they all feel the same? Do certain exercises help certain genres more than others? You know, I can't really comment obviously on the operatic because I've never been an opera singer, but you know, the exercises that I have learned throughout the years, there's certain exercises that I've learned, and yeah, I would say there could be something I could do more operatically, trying to get a for me it's like one sound has a full body sound, like lows and highs, and then the pop and the rock are more the high. Just kind of cut out some of those lows, don't drag up so much of the low frequencies, and that's kind of how I would do it. I exercise the voice so many different ways. You know, when I exercise them, I'm always trying to hit the voice from all different directions. So I will do some kind of operatic exercises, and you know, every once in a while I'll try to sing a little piece of an aria or something. I would love to get into that more, like being an opera singer, or at least try, but yeah, it's a hard road, and I never even felt that I got the rock and pop stuff down as well as I'd like. So yeah, do I feel exercises certain? I just feel them slightly, but that what's happening, functioning here at the larynx is very similar on high notes for sure. High notes, absolutely. I may try to sound operatic on a high C, but if I'm singing Journey, I'm not. I'm trying to thin that to make it so I can do it easier for a longer period of time, I think. Hope that answers your question, Luke. And just stop hounding me. Manuel V asks, missing your video. Oh, thanks, Manuel. Simon, that's not a question. Michael D asks, hi, Dan, are there any ways to minimize engagement of diaphragmatic muscle? I found that it is tensing up in the mid-range even when I do falsetto exercises. Yes. You know, this, for my whole first 20 years of singing, everyone said, oh, this shouldn't, you know, be getting tight on you. It shouldn't be fighting your fingers if you do this. And it always did, no matter what. Even though I'm singing, making a living, whatever, it always did, until I found the right function at the larynx. Once I found the right function where I felt the vocal cords actually coming together, the air pressure below the vocal cords and all that, that went away. That's gonzo. You know, unless I'm reaching. If I'm going, hey, 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 then it's getting a little tight. Hey, you can feel it, boom, it comes down. Because you could hear that air, that the muscles in the larynx are not doing their job properly. So, yeah, I would work on its technique. It's the technique. It's you know, there's different techniques for different types of genres, but the main technique I use is it doesn't engage, because I believe it's the air pressure and the way the vocal cords come together. Samuel Novota asks, hey Daniel, love your stuff. I'm really interested in your morning routine. I am interested, what are your routine when you are in the studio, and also when you are live singing before and during? Also, when you run into trouble, what are your go-to exercises when something is not aligned? What it is that is usually not aligned in your voice. Okay, so yeah, great. My morning routine is if I get a workout, like a physical workout in, then I don't do like deep breathing, but I may do some deep breathing exercises before I start. Then I do some lip bubble exercises to get the breath connected with the voice a little bit. I also do, and I take those up pretty high, then I do some pure head voice. I'll do those type of things, and then I'll do some pure I'll do that kind of a thing, take that up to a certain point, and then I'll start doing some mixed voice exercises. I'll do all kinds of different kinds of mixed voice exercises, and higher and higher as I take a little breaks. Like I'll do some exercising for a couple minutes, and I'll stop for a couple minutes. I'll do some exercising. So that's what I pretty much do in the morning until I'm ready to go and teach. The studio and live would be the same. I warm up my high voice, like trying to stay connected to high G's and the real high notes, the G5s and those, if I have to sing a lot of high stuff on a gig or in the studio. So I really make sure that that's free and open, hit it all different ways. I might put rasp on it, no rasp, just trying to, depending on what I'm going to have to do live, I say, okay, whatever you're going to have to do, let's do it now. Also, when I run into trouble, it's usually because my voice wants to fall back on a technique that I used years ago, where the chords weren't properly coming together. So I'll do a lot of, I'll shove them together. I'll do things that are vocal fry exercises. I'm not gonna sing like that, but it's really those kind of exercises, and I know it sounds stupid, but that helps me get out of yelling or get out of the chords not being lined up. That seems to seat them kind of better for me. That's usually what it is. Sometimes what doesn't align, I do get a little acid reflux, probably because of drinking a little bit here and there. Late at night, you know, things like that, eating Italian food, spicy Italian, I love spicy Italian food, so Spanish food. So who knows, but that's usually what I'll do. Like if I find out, because I won't be able to do that at all, and then I'll be, oh, they're just not seating right. Once I get them to seat right, then it kind of works better for me. I'd love to hear your thoughts kind of on health. The next one was Brownimation. Thanks so much, Daniel. I'd love to know your latest thoughts on healthy chord closure. How does it feel when you're doing it right? How can it be achieved without constriction? What should the throat feel like when singing in a healthy manner? Thanks again for sharing your wisdom. Yeah, chord closure. It was big for me because I always kind of chased it. I never quite had it. I'll do vocal fry exercises. When you're in vocal fry, the chords are they're a little loose and limp, but the muscles operating the chords are bringing them together. So if you can do a vocal fry into a tone, those type of things, you might feel a little pressure in your throat. I think that is okay. That is me. Not when after I'm really warmed up and singing well, I don't feel anything. Like that thing of not feeling anything in the throat, I don't. But when I'm first getting warmed up, or if I'm having a rough go at it that day, then it might be a little bit, I'm a little sensitive. I could feel things. But remember, everything we do, when people say you shouldn't feel anything in the throat, I mean, everything we do is in here. The muscles activating the vocal cords are in the larynx. It's all inside there. So I think feeling something there is sometimes a good thing. I was taught for years not to. So whenever I felt any kind of pressure or squeeze, like that was too much, like not even too much, just a little bit different than the pressure and squeeze I was already feeling, I thought it was wrong. But actually, once I switched my technique, I realized it was more on the right side than the wrong side. Random viral videos. Great video as always, Anna. Can you possibly address a video targeting on vowels specifically? I noticed the E and OO are significantly harder to do past the F sharp, which I believe you call it vowel register. So my question is, how do E and OO vowel from the male range F4 to C5 area? And also, is it possible to do those vowels in a mixed voice setting? I'm speaking from, yes. Yeah, I mean, in Burton Coffin's approach, the vowel that you sing determines the register you're in. So if you're singing an OO vowel, on an F, F sharp, he would say you were in vowel register, and it depends how thin it is. If you open that up to more of an or an O, like boat, that's going to be more mixed voice. I did a video on the vowels, just singing them straight through, A, E, I, O. No, it wasn't a great video, but it kind of shows when you get this technique down, you can sing, like hearing a question, do a video targeting vowels. We sing on vowels, that's it. There is no, you can't sing those type of things. We pretty much always sing on vowels, except for maybe Z's and V's and things like that, and consonants like that, but you're always singing vowels. So once you get the technique better, you're able to sing any vowel you want, anywhere you want, really. It's just a matter of how you shape, your mouth should be shaped like that vowel, and then you're able to do it. Obviously, as you go higher, you got to open your mouth a little bit. And I'm talking higher, C5 and up. The mouth has to start opening. Even before that a little, it has to start opening, not ha, but it's got to start opening. for me anyway. And so if I'm doing an E vowel, it might look, an E vowel in high C might be E, but it's like that. It's not E, it's not gonna be closed mouth. Hopefully that helps. Describe it home. Javier Hernandez asks, hi Daniel, greetings from Mexico. Greetings. I would like to know how to achieve certain sounds like Jimmy Jameson of Survivor, for example, Michael Bolton, because above my G4, my voice sounds very light and thin, and I want to do strong, resonant, high range. Depending on the technique that you're using, it's not the G4 that's probably your issue, or higher. It's the notes before the G4. What I was taught was to turn the voice or cover the voice around, the E or F, around the E, even the E flat. You start turning the voice there. It takes on a little bit different of a color, but you train it like that. And then the high notes are not hard. The high notes are very easy. I'd much rather sing B flats all night than sing an E or an F. I don't like singing there, but I love singing B flats and Bs and Cs. Those notes feel good. And that's because I've worked, took me a while, but I worked through those E flats, E, F, F sharp. You get those lined up, the higher notes are much easier. And then over time, you thicken them up. You learn to lean into them, my word or whatever, many words. You'll lean into it more, and the sounds will be bigger and stronger like you want. And Michael Bolton's awesome. And same with Jameson too, great. So, yeah, I would, to achieve that, you've got to iron out that first bridge, like big time. The approach to it. So, and Brian has a rash. Brywell has a rash. Oh wait. He asked if I was going to do any more singers on singing interviews. I'm looking for people to do them on. It's hard to get in touch with people if they'll do them. After you do like Ralph and Jeff Scott Soto and guys like that, I'm kind of like, who am I going to go to now? I'd like to go to someone bigger, to ask lots of questions. But if you guys think of anybody that you know how to get in touch with them, put them in touch with me. I'd love it. That'd be great because I want to keep doing them. I just haven't had anyone to really go after. So on Facebook, I got asked a few questions. Justin, just come over the house. He lives near me here. Brian, he didn't ask nothing again. Brian Woolley, that guy. Hampton, one of the people I follow has a weekly thing where they, oh yes, that's why, thank you for the idea. That was a good idea. He says they do wine days and answers questions, so I'll do martinis and tequila and whiskey and beer. There's that guy Luke Streeter again. Matt Corey, stay away from him. That guy's all nothing but trouble. And that's it. So that was pretty long. Longest video I've ever made, 23 minutes. So hopefully I've answered your questions. Let me know. I'll do this again like a couple weeks. I'll say, hey, let's get some more questions. I like to do a Facebook Live, not Facebook Live, but the YouTube Live, and have them come in and do it. And maybe we could do like lessons and stuff like that. It'd be fun. If anyone knows how to do that stuff, please contact me. You can walk me through it, help me with it. I'm looking for someone to help me do this stuff. And Daniel Formica at yourvocalteacher.com. Email me at yourvocalteacher@gmail. I'm still teaching lessons, in and out of being on the road, and love to hear from you. Hope you guys are well. Peace.